I'm so behind on my book of the month books. Hello lovely people, and welcome back to an actual reading vlog. Last week's upload was a little bit more like a fusion because I was all over the place with reading, but it wasn't really like a weekly vlog, so I'm here to do an official reading vlog. If you're new here, hello, my name's Noah. I'm a bookish and lifestyle vlogger, born and raised and still based in New York City, so if that sounds like of any interest to you, I would absolutely love it if you would stick around and subscribe at the end if you are so inclined. I have 3 books of the month books, so I'm basically 2 months behind for this year. I do have about 7 books in total of unread book of the month books. I've been using their services for a year and a half now, I think. Let me just introduce the books that I have. They are for February, March, and April. So obviously I would like to read the April book this month and be caught up for this year. My February pick is Infinite Country by Patricia Engel, and it's very short, so I don't think that it should take me any time. I had been planning to read this at the end of the month of February, but I had just been so caught up with library books that I didn't get to it, which is always my excuse because there are always books that I want to read, and so I always put them on hold and they just keep on coming and coming. March pick was The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and this actually was an anticipated read for me, but I actually can't even tell you what it's about. So my April pick is Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manansala. It's this little cute dachshund here, so cute. I posted a little Instagram photo of it today to talk about how I'm going to be doing this vlog. Oh my god, I just noticed that. That is so freaking cute. I don't know if I want to start from like April and make my way back so that I could actually read this for this month. Right now I'm editing my vlog that I just talked about that I've been mentioning. Hopefully I can do a bunch of reading today because I'm also reading another book. Obviously I want this vlog to be the priority. Also, more importantly, these books to be the priority. We have a lot of catching up to do. I had to change my glasses because the other ones are heavier, so my ears were hurting. So I have 2 classes today, and for the first class I'm in a group project and my friends are in the same exact class as me for the next one. So the entire time, because you could just watch the class recordings to learn it, and the professor's like not that great. We were just on FaceTime talking about our group project and like other shit, and it was really fun. But I got my books from thrift books today. I think I might do a haul when they all come because I did buy some other books last month, so I won't show you, but one of them is for class, and I've got a bunch of mass market paperback romances, so I'm excited. I'm gonna finish up my assignment right now before class and hand that in so I could get it over with. Also, bigger news, I was able to book my first and second dose of the COVID vaccine after a long hour of refreshing the page. I would have liked to go to like the pharmacy near my house, but I just picked whatever one that was closest and that I knew the area. It's Friday, which is very soon. I'm a little bit scared and nervous. I hope I don't have any side effects, because one of the reasons why I had been waiting to do it until after school is over was because of like side effects, but I'm glad that I was able to book it, and hopefully I'll have time over the weekend to recover. But yeah, I'm getting the Pfizer shot. Woo! I bit the bullet after a year. I finally found skates. For my sister's birthday, I was like asking her what she wanted, and I decided on skates because we had been talking about that. So I ended up getting myself a pair so that we could practice as well. And I really wanted a white pair with the pink skates, very classic, but they're really hard to find, I guess, because they're so classic, like everyone wants them. And I decided, you know what, they look too much like ice skates, so I found a new pair. They're Impala skates. I got these ones. They're the pink tartan quad roller skates. I'm so excited with these. I can't wait till they arrive. They look pretty bomb. I'm really excited to practice. It's great that my sister can do it with me. Good basically afternoon. Last night I didn't get to read 100 pages like I had planned, but I was able to read 65 pages before I got really tired and needed to go to sleep. Coda helped me choose Arsenic and Adobo as my first book by Mia P. Manansala, which is my April pick, so that's perfect. This is following Lila. She is 25 years old and she moves back home after a breakup. She is working at her Tita Rosie's restaurant. Her ex-boyfriend, her first love, her high school boyfriend, is a food critic, and he comes to eat at their restaurant. Suddenly he dies. It's well known that Lila and Derek, the ex-boyfriend, don't like each other. There's like some sort of beef or resentment there, and Lila is now being accused of his murder. So it's more of like a cozy mystery. It's not typically what I would read. Narrator Lila is sort of speaking to you in a way, but it's already like filled with so much Filipino culture because there's so much food because they work at a restaurant, which I'm really enjoying. You can tell that it's already really cozy, and I think it's gonna be a fun time. But this is sort of a little bit of amateur sleuth hour because Lila and her friend are going to figure out what really happened to Derek and to see who actually might have killed him. Hi everyone. I went early to my COVID shot, but I still waited like an hour plus. During that time, I wished I had brought another book with me because I finished this one, which is great because I wanted to finish it today. So waiting online was like kind of perfect in terms of being able to read my book. So I read like maybe half the book today. I don't know what to rate this. It's definitely a really cute, cozy mystery, which aren't the kind of mysteries that I usually pick up. I like more intense stuff, but I didn't hate it. But I think I'm gonna give this maybe 3.5 stars. Obviously, when I'm trying to figure out who it is, I like being able to figure it out, especially if it's going to be like difficult. So I did consider the person, the actual killer, but I didn't see the connection there. So I ruled that person out. But in terms of like how everything unraveled, I just didn't really care. I don't feel like I got like, that seems really harsh. I just didn't feel like too much of a connection between the characters. I did like learning about the Filipino culture through food, and this book includes recipes. My copy is actually like cut off for the adobo, so I know that's something I can easily look up, but I did want to see like the recipe that the author herself had included. I think this is going to be a 3.5 star. Next up, I think I'm gonna go with Infinite Country by Patricia Engel because Coda helped me realize that my March pick is actually another book that's related to poison, like with arsenic and adobo. So just to break it up a little bit, since they are both mysteries, we're gonna read this one tonight. In terms of my COVID shot, my arm is finally starting to get a little bit sore. It's been 4 to 5 hours since I got my shot. I've been moving my arm here and there. It's not worse. It's like how it typically is with a normal shot. I don't feel any difference. I do have a little bit of a headache, but that could be because I had coffee and I'm a little bit dehydrated. But I don't feel like I need to take any like Tylenol or anything like that. It would appear I'm always in the same position, in the same seat. I wanted to make this seem like a regular vlog as possible, so although I didn't get to start Infinite Country last night because I am in the middle of a different book that's not for this vlog, but I am gonna read the Infinite Country tonight. I'm getting some homework done. I was planning on hanging out with Coda today, but I realized that I just wanted to get all of my homework done so that I didn't have to do it tomorrow, which is Sunday. I possibly was gonna talk to Coda tonight after dinner, but then I realized that I actually want to get to Shadow and Bone. The show came out yesterday on Netflix and I'm really excited for it, although I didn't get to do my reread. The book community is like freaking out because they're really hyped and I've seen only positive things about it, so I'm really excited. So I might actually get to that instead. I haven't actually been watching a lot of stuff lately because I've just been so overwhelmed with my homework, and then if I do watch stuff, I end up watching stuff with Coda that's related to BTS. There's that. When I told you when I get into something it is all that consumes my time, I was telling the truth. My arm is a little bit sore. It definitely doesn't stretch up as high as it usually would, or my good arm, but it's not any different than it would be for any other shot if you were worried. I did feel some numbness, like tingliness in my arm after getting the shot, and maybe a little bit this morning, but it wasn't like it was like a sleep feeling, so I could still use it. My arm didn't really feel heavy. It was just a little bit of an uncomfortable sensation. Otherwise, I feel really good. The headache that I said I had yesterday went away. I don't think it had to do anything with it, but my mom did want me to take some precautions as if I was sick, so she had me take some vitamin C. But otherwise, I feel really good. Like, I bought pain relievers after, just in case. I feel fine. I just wanted to do a little update for today. That's it. This whole time, we've all been saying Grisha, but it's Grisha. I'm in the middle of this episode. I'm gonna eat lunch. Hopefully Coda responds. We were gonna hang out today to watch stuff. Probably BTS, but like I want to try to fit in some other stuff too. But last night I did get to read Infinite Country. The hope is that I can finish it today because it's not even 200 pages. I wish that I had started it earlier yesterday and I could have gotten to the whole thing maybe. It's one of those books that has a really solemn tone, reminiscent of The Vanishing Half or Long Bright River, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm still like really at the beginning, so I'm learning more about Talia's parents, Mauro and Elena, the decision of why they decided to come to America and why they decided to stay past their temporary visa. Okay, just kidding. Coda texted me, so guess, oh yeah, thoughts on Shadow and Bone. Okay, I'm on like episode 4, I think, in the middle of episode 4. I didn't realize there would only be 8 episodes, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I love the friendship between Alina and Mal. I always did, even in the book, and just seeing it visually is amazing. Obviously Ben Barnes is hot as shit. I've liked him since Prince Caspian, okay? With fantasy books especially, you don't really know with pronunciations because it's a completely different world. This whole time, like I said, I thought it was Grisha, it's Grisha, and I thought it was Genya, but it's Genya. I feel like me as a Japanese person, I say Gen because Gen is a name in Japanese, but maybe American people say Jen because like Jennifer Goodwin, right? She spells her name with a G. I did forget to mention that regarding Six of Crow series, I like that it's being included in the show, but I don't feel like they're being showcased as well. So far, of course, I'm loving Jesper. He's exactly how I imagined him to be. Kaz is a little bit different. I'm not hating it or anything like that. After the Oscars ended, I like rushed to get to bed, and I was able to read over 100 pages, but I wasn't able to finish the book. So I read that much that's showing, and then I have like actually really little left. So far I'm really liking the book. I think it's like at a 4-star range. When we got to the middle portion, we started to get perspectives from their other children. So they have 3 kids, Karina, Nando, and Talia. Karina's perspective broke down the 4th wall, and she's like, I'm the one writing the pages. I think you can tell I'm the author. And then Fernando, I think he's speaking to Karina. And this shows a very complicated family relationship because the love runs deep, but there's this sort of resentment, a little bit of jealousy. Talia wanting to be in the States because that's where she was born, but Karina not really knowing her father and seeing him as more of a distant relative, but like really wanting that father figure in her life. And also because they're undocumented, they run into a lot of problems and sadness. I wanted to mention this part was for Karina's story. So she's the firstborn and she is also undocumented. I've had borders drawn around me all my life, but I refuse to live as a bordered person. I hate the term undocumented. It implies people like my mother and me don't exist without a paper trail. I have a drawer full of diaries and letters I have sent to my grandmother, my father, even to my younger sister that will prove to anyone that I am very real, most definitely documented. Photos taped to our refrigerator, snapshots taken at the Sandy Hill house or other friends' fiestas, this year's portraits our mother used to dress us up for every year, making us sit on bus seats still as statues so we wouldn't wrinkle to have a perfect picture to send back to her mother. Don't tell me I'm undocumented when my name is tattooed on my father's arm. This assigned status wants you to think of US government as another kind of parent, the one who rejects you for its preferred child. Sometimes I feel bad for having ever longed for those papers, like who I am isn't enough. Why should I want to be identified as gringa reciting the pledge they made me memorize in school before I even understood English if the government makes it so clear they don't want people like me here? Maybe that I don't have the documentation they want is good. It means they don't own me. And I think that's interesting that she said it's a rejected parent because we all say like, oh, my mother tongue, mother country, motherland, and how that all relates to us being able to feel identified by the government makes you want to feel like a real person, when in reality that's just a way to like keep track of people and to also make people like Karina's family feel like they don't belong somewhere and not be able to create a home for themselves. During the class break, we had like 10 minutes. I was able to finish the rest and I was running at 4 stars, but now I'm conflicted between 4 and 5 because I felt like by the end it wrapped up so beautifully and it tells a really important message about family and immigration. I know that we no longer use the term illegal alien or illegals, but now I'm also thinking about the term undocumented, because in the official terms, in like the government sense, undocumented is correct because you don't have any proper government documentation, but it doesn't mean that you don't exist at all. I feel like this is a really important story, especially for Americans to read, because the issue of immigration has been thrown into the light the last 4 years and there were a lot of differing opinions, a lot of hateful messages. I hope to be able to come to a conclusion by the end of this video. I made myself a smoothie. It's actually on the colder side this morning, but I had been wanting to make a smoothie, so this morning I showered. I went to office hours to discuss my grade. Last night, I think it's because of the coffee. The caffeine really does affect me and it depends on like what time I drink it. I thought that it was early enough, but I guess it wasn't, so I didn't sleep until almost 2 a.m. My bedtime's like 11 now. I did read over like a little bit over 100 pages of this. When I realized I couldn't sleep, I ended up just watching BTS videos on my phone on YouTube until my eyes hurt. And this is the Lost Apothecary. I didn't even talk about what the other books are about, did I? But this one is following present day in the little apothecary in London in the late 1700s. The apothecary shop is run by a woman named Nella, and she sells potions as well, only to women who need to like kill any man who has wronged them. Eliza Fanning becomes like her acquaintance for a while. And in present day, 200 years later, an aspiring historian, Caroline, is on vacation in London and she comes across the little vial from the apothecary and wants to find out where it's from, and she's hunting around London looking for it. But when she discovers a link between the vial and London's long unsolved, quote, apothecary murders, Caroline's upended present soon collides with an explosive history, binding her fate to Nella's and Eliza's in a stunning twist that transcends the barrier of time. For the apothecary days, there are different perspectives for Nella and Eliza, and so far I'm enjoying those more because there's a lot more excitement, because, you know, there's murders, there's different ways that women are looking to kill the men in their lives. Definitely enjoying those parts more as opposed to Caroline's. She definitely has some issues in her life. She feels stuck in terms of like her career and her marriage and what she wants. I think for my smoothie time, maybe I'll read a little bit. So far this morning, I have just been working on my Asian readathon TBR. This vlog actually is gonna be uploaded next week instead because I want to get my Asian readathon up before it actually turns into May. But last night, I'm really glad that I was able to read another 100 pages or so, and then I think I just have the last stretch today. I'm past the halfway point and I guess there's like the climax, but it's not as like exciting as I thought it would be. I mean, obviously I'm a little bit worried, but it's like kind of just going okay. For this being an anticipated read for me this year, I'm not feeling the best. It's still running at like 3 stars for me. I actually finished the Lost Apothecary a few days ago. Let me just fix this. I gave it hold on. I gave this 3.5 stars just like I did with Arsenic and Adobo, mostly because I really enjoyed Eliza and Nella's part, but Caroline's portions are also a really big part of it, but I just didn't find interest in it. And I boosted it a 0.5 just because Nella and Eliza are 2 different characters providing 2 different points of view. I was glad about Caroline's character development, but I just felt like there was a part where I really disliked her husband a lot more. I mean, I guess it was funny, but I just didn't really need it or think that it was necessary. So I'm ending this off with 3.5 stars. I'm happy that I was able to catch up on all of my book of the month picks for February, March, and April. So far, you know, 2 3.5 books and a 4-star read is not too bad. Not anything for me to want to unhaul anything. I definitely will be looking more for Patricia Engel. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you are a part of book of the month and if you're looking to become a member. I do have a code. With my code, at least, you can get your first box for $9.99. Otherwise, each month it's usually about $15 or $16. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what books you're reading for May and your book of the month picks, and I will see you all next time. Bye.